Okay, let's get started. Welcome to the deep dive.
Hi there. Yeah, this is where we take all those sources, the articles,
All
reports,
that stuff you find online or people send you, and we really try to boil it down.
find the core insights, the things you really need to know.
Exactly. Help you get truly informed fast without wading through everything yourself. It's kind of a shortcut to understanding.
Hmm.
So today, we're tackling something, well, incredibly difficult. It's the recent crash of Air India flight AI-171 in Ahmedabad.
A really tragic event. And
Yes.
we've gathered the initial reporting, news coverage, updates from the investigation, just focused on this crash.
Yeah, just the immediate stuff. And our job here together is to unpack what these sources actually say
Lay out the known facts, look at the human side of it, the initial findings.
and how the airline and the regulators responded right away. We're sticking just to what's in this material.
Right. No outside speculation.
And it's more than just the headline, isn't it? When you dig into these reports, there are these chilling specifics.
Yeah, like the story of the one survivor. It's incredible.
And that final call from the pilots. Plus, the big questions this raises for, well, everyone in aviation.
Okay, so let's get into what the sources actually tell us about the event itself.
Right. When something this awful happens, the first thing is just piecing together the basic timeline, the facts.
And it's interesting how quickly a picture, even a preliminary one,
Mhm.
starts to form from these early reports.
It really does. So the core event, Air India flight AI-171. It was a Boeing 7878 Dreamliner,
Yep, that's the aircraft type. It was flying from Ahmedabad in Gujarat,
headed for London Gatwick, standard scheduled flight.
and the crash happened on June 12th, 2025.
The time, according to the reports, was about 1:38 p.m. local time, Indian Standard Time.
And crucially, it was just minutes after it took off from Ahmedabad's airport, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International.
So very early in the flight.
Exactly. The sources say the crash site was in the Meghani Nagar area of Ahmedabad.
And it actually impacted a building there near BJ Medical College.
Yeah, which leads into the devastating human cost.
It's just staggering numbers in these reports. At least 279 confirmed fatalities.
And that breaks down, well, everyone on the plane. All 242 people.
That's 230 passengers, 12 crew members, all lost.
But the sources also make it really clear there were, tragically, deaths on the ground too. At least 38 people killed where the plane came down.
And the reports give some very specific, heartbreaking details about who's affected on the ground, especially around the medical college.
They do. There's mention of the Junior Doctors Association reporting 4 medical students, MBBS students, killed in their mess building.
Terrible. And there was another building mentioned.
The Atulium building. 4 relatives of super specialty doctors died there.
Just awful. The reports also mention injuries.
Yeah, about 20 medical students injured, though thankfully 11 were discharged relatively quickly, and the wife of a resident doctor was also injured.
It just underscores how this kind of disaster ripples outwards,
Yeah.
far beyond the aircraft itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But amidst all this loss, the sources highlight something quite unexpected.
The single survivor.
One person survived, Vishwash Kumar Ramesh. He's described as a 40-year-old British national.
And the details of how he survived, according to the reports, it's almost unbelievable.
He was apparently seated near an emergency exit.
And managed to escape through a break, a rupture, in the plane's body after the impact.
Incredible. And he's reported to be in stable condition, just minor injuries, which is wow.
But his story is more than just survival. His initial account, what he reportedly told people, it gives some of the first real clues.
This is where digging into the sources starts connecting dots, potentially for the investigation.
He reported problems almost right after takeoff, seconds after.
Yeah, mentioned flickering lights in the cabin and feeling the plane lose altitude.
That sense of dropping.
And this is a really key thing the reports pick up on his account. Seems to align with other background information about possible electrical issues on this type of aircraft in the past.
Right, so it immediately flags up this possibility of a power problem happening very, very early, a major focus for the investigators.
Which naturally leads to the next big step in any investigation like this.
Getting the black boxes, absolutely critical.
Essential, yeah. The cockpit voice recorder, the CVR, and the flight data recorder, the FDR. The sources say they were recovered pretty quickly from the wreckage.
And these recorders hold the keys, don't they?
Right.
Especially early on, what the plane was doing, what the pilots were saying.
Exactly. And the initial analysis of the voice recorder, well, the sources report something truly chilling.
Something that seems to confirm those earlier suspicions.
It seems so. The reports state that in the final 36 seconds, There was a call from the cockpit.
What did it say?
Mayday, mayday, no power.
Wow, no power. That's pretty unambiguous.
It strongly suggests a critical, maybe total loss of power right before the crash.
And it fits, doesn't it? Fits with the survivor seeing flickering lights, feeling that drop in altitude.
It lines up disturbingly well.
Mm.
And that no power call really focuses the investigation now. What could cause that?
The reports outline some initial possibilities they're looking into based on these early findings.
Right. They mention potential catastrophic engine failure.
And specifically, name the engines the General Electric GX engines, possibly involving both of them.
But it's not just the engines. They're also looking at issues with wing flaps, maybe the landing gear systems too.
So it's complex. Is it the engines causing the power loss? Or is it an electrical failure leading to engine problems and power loss?
Exactly. That's what they need to untangle using the data from the recorders. How did these systems interact in those final moments?
And the sources add some important context here, too.
Yeah, they point out this is actually the first fatal accident involving a Boeing 787 Dreamliner since it started flying.
Which is significant in itself, makes this even more critical.